Everybody's posting beach days and out of office replies. And there you are at your desk with the AC humming and a quiet voice saying, if I stop now, I'll never catch up. A researcher in Germany spent 20 years proving that voice is wrong. Welcome back. This is Dr. Lisa. We're on day one of working through summer. And today we're talking about that low grade dread of being the one still working while the whole world seems to be off, and why pushing through it costs you more than it saves. Let me set the scene because I think you know it. It's July. Your feed is one long beach photo, and half your inbox is auto replies. People are out of the office, they'll be back in August, responses may be delayed. Well, and there you are at your desk. The AC's humming, the house is quiet, and there's a knot in your chest that says, everybody else gets to stop, but if I stop, I'll never catch up. So you keep going. You work through the slow season the same way you work through every other one, and you tell yourself that's just what responsible people do. Here's the research that complicates that story, and it's worth knowing. Sabine Sonnentag, a professor at the University of Mannheim in Germany, has spent more than 20 years studying one specific thing: recovery. Not vacations, but the ordinary daily ability to mentally unplug from work when you're off the clock. She calls it psychological detachment. And across study after study, the pattern is remarkably the same. People who can genuinely detach after work, who put it down, who stop running the open loops in their heads, they show up the next day with more energy, in a better mood, and measurably better focus. And the people who can't stop thinking about work, who stay half on all evening or all weekend or all summer, they're the ones whose exhaustion climbs and whose performance quietly erodes. Sit with that because it flips the whole thing on its head. We treat not stopping as a dedicated choice. The science says the inability to stop is the warning light. Now, here's why summer makes it so much louder. The work didn't just get harder in July. What changed is the contrast. When everyone's working and grinding feels normal, you're all in it together. But when half the world is visibly off and you're not, two things pile up on top of the work itself. First, resentment. That low simmering feeling of, why does everyone else get to rest? And second, guilt. It pulls you in the other direction. I shouldn't even be tired. I'm not the one carrying the most. So now you're not just doing the work, you're doing the work while managing the resentment and the guilt about the work. And that's 3 jobs. No wonder you're wrung out. And it's only Tuesday. Well, it's Monday, but I've lived this one. There was a summer I worked straight through, head down every day, blurring into the next. And I remember my dog Oshi standing at the door at the same time every evening, ready for a walk, and me waving her off. Just one more thing, just one more email, day after day. And the catch up never actually arrived. The pile never got to zero, and it just got dark, and then it was tomorrow. So that's the lie at the center of all of this, that there's a finish line where you finally get to stop. There isn't. There's only the stop you decide to take. So the work this week starts here on day one with the smallest possible version of that decision. One hard stop. A time the workday actually ends. And when it does, you leave the desk, even if the knot is screaming that you can't. Here's today's practice, and it's small. Pick one hard stop for tomorrow, a specific time that the workday will end. Not a wish, a time. And when that time ends, physically get up and leave your workspace, even if there's more that you could do. The catch-up fear will show up right on cue. Don't argue with it, just notice it and leave anyway. One stop. And that's the whole practice. That's day one. If you've been the one working while everyone else is off, drop a hello, that's me in the comments. I read every single comment, and I want to see how many of us are quietly in this together. So before you go, if this landed, pay it forward. Like it, subscribe, tap the bell, and save it to a playlist, and leave a comment. Now, that's where the community really comes alive. The bigger the circle, the lighter we all carry it. That's Nez Zen, and I'm glad you're in it. Tomorrow, we go after the belief underneath all of this, the idea that resting means you're falling behind. This is day one of working through summer.